everyone. It is with great pleasure today that I get to introduce the wonderful Wendy to the community. She hosts our Women's Elders Circle on a monthly basis. And Wendy, I just want to say a big thank you for making the time to be here and have a chat today.
Thank you. Thanks, Pat. It's lovely to be here.
Absolutely. And I know that out the gate, the community would love to hear a bit about your journey and what has actually led you to the fifth direction.
Mm. So I met Asha through the Coterie with Mel Greblow and listened to an interview with Asha. And then we sort of connected at one of the smaller group meetings that happens on a Friday through the Coterie. And
Mm.
we just connected for many reasons. One, we're both into mindfulness, some practices that support our capacity to be present with what is. And we've both had health issues that not that they're similar, but they are in so many ways. I had ovarian cancer at the beginning of the year, and at that same point, just prior to getting my diagnosis, I'd actually started a poetry writing class. So we were able to share, some of the creative side of what it takes to come through a health crisis, which is what it was.
Mm.
But it was amazing to sort of meet someone who also had such a loving, kind approach to being unwell. Mm. And he invited me to join the Fifth Direction.
I didn't know that about your journey and how many similarities you share. That is really beautiful to hear how it sort of that synchronicity of it all lining up.
Mm.
That's amazing. And I know that you are hosting the monthly Women's Elders Circle. What can women expect coming into that space every month?
So, what I like to bring to the sessions is a sense of a leaderful community, no matter what
Mm.
I'm hosting, whether it's my mindfulness or the nonviolent communication programs that I'm involved in. It's this quality of bringing a sense of we are all here with our wisdom. What I'll do with the sessions, or what I have been doing, is opening with a poem, one of my poems that I've been crafting this last year. And actually, that's probably a good place to pull one in. Would you like to hear one, Pat?
Absolutely. Thank you.
So I did actually choose this prior to coming online, and it's one that I wrote about vulnerability as
Mm.
wisdom. And a lot of the style I use is called a haibun, which is prose with a haiku interjected. So this is the form.
Mm.
Vulnerability is wisdom. It can swoop like a magpie, knocking you off kilter, or dart about like a yellow-throated thrush in the grevillea. It sighs on the breeze like an eagle, circling warm currents, or ascends heavily like a black cockatoo caught off guard, ripping apart a Banksia head. Sometimes wisdom feels more like fear than grace. When it comes, a sick feeling in the belly, a sudden sense of threat, a burst of anger, tears, fight, flight. Kestrel hovers close, intimate, raw. Pray, your heart frays, your mind's in fright. Yet how would it feel to meet vulnerability as a friend, not a foe? Listen to what whispers or screams for attention. Listen and hold the shifting ground. Look past right and wrong and find the courage to lean into what is, what comes. Wait out the weather, and like the weather, change. On the crag, the bird splays its wings in the dry squall and waits. Cormorant. If not a friend, then a door that opens to a friend. Contemplatives, teachers, storytellers, poets, bards, and elders know vulnerability as a door, an opening of the self into knowing. Baffled, bow deeply into the mystery, this trembling uncertainty, this shameful embarrassment, this late at night cacophony of concern, these demons, a knockdown, a wake up call, a calling in or a calling out.
Mm.
Often no defense. Fall, lose your footing in the awkward beauty, the ache, the questionable epiphany, vulnerability. Pelican, takes off, long and slow, but air lifts them like a featherweight.
Thank you so much for sharing that beautiful offering, Wendy. The words wisdom sometimes feels like fear rather than grace. That hit me. I felt like a like a truck. It really landed in a really beautiful way. I feel like I've experienced that pretty heavily the last little while of my life. So yeah, that deeply resonated. Thank you for sharing that gift. That was really beautiful.
Yeah.
Really appreciate that.
Yes, honouring the new life, the new baby that you have in your life, and how often we can be just, you know, at meeting that vulnerability in such a big way.
Yeah, absolutely. And as you said, it's a doorway, and the door is wide open at the moment in my life, so to speak. Um, Thank you for that offering. And I know outside of the community itself, you're doing some incredible work. I know you mentioned that nonviolent program, mindfulness work, an author as well. What can the community, or where can they find you for one, and sort of what work are you offering outside the community?
So a few questions where people can find me is at wendyhaynes.com. I have a website that will sort of link you into the various forms of work that I do. I'm a celebrant, so I do
Oh,
weddings,
wow.
funerals. I do mostly funerals after 27 years.
Mhm.
Although I did a beautiful elopement ceremony last weekend at Mini Waters, just a very small family celebration where we called two witnesses who were just happening to walk past to witness the wedding. And it was divine. It was, that creation of storytelling. No
Mm,
matter that it was just the couple and their two young children, we created beautiful stories. So my work as a celebrant really is about crafting stories and deep listening to families. The funeral work also led me into doing death and dying programs. So for the last 5 years, I've been hosting a program that I founded online. And of course, that set me up beautifully to do my research earlier this year with ovarian cancer, which I'd like to celebrate. I'm actually saw my oncologist 2 weeks ago, and I've just had the all clear again. So
oh, beautiful.
it's beautiful news.
Yes.
And alongside that, I think where I really felt most present was in my mindfulness and my work with nonviolence communication. So I do teach programs based upon those principles.
An array of gifts and talents and offerings. That is so beautiful to hear.
It's been a great gift in my life to actually find my way or be guided into those fields.
Yes.
They've increased my capacity to be kind, be gentle, and to be open, and also to take action when needed. So I'm involved in
Yeah.
quite a few projects around the world that are based upon those principles too. So I'm actually
Wonderful.
a board member of Baba Tree International, which hosts programs in Kenya and Cameroon. There's a lot of challenges in those places.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm.
Yeah. Well, I invite everyone to head across to Wendy's website and check out the amazing work she's doing. Feel free to reach out to her and connect with her inside the community. And to the women inside the community, she's offering the monthly Women's Elders Circle. So um, definitely, definitely, definitely join her in circle for that there. Wendy, thank you so very much for making the time today to have a chat to us in the community. We so deeply appreciate you being a part of our community. Thank you for all you do for the Fifth Direction. We appreciate you and enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you so much, Pat, and I look forward to meeting those who come to the circle. So thank you.
Take care.